In this video, we discuss the average income and net worth level of a 65-year-old in the United States. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
People love benchmarks. They allow someone to measure themselves or their situation against the average situation out there to see if they're ahead, behind, or on track. In this video, I discuss the average income and net worth level of a 65-year-old from the Federal Reserve Board Survey of Consumer Finances, published in 2023. And to get clear about the data, because people ask a lot of questions about this survey, the survey is by household, it's not by individual. So if you and your partner are living together, add your net worth and their net worth together, add your income level and their income level together. If you're solo, well, that's your benchmark. There were 4,600 respondents, which represent a really good cross-section of the United States. There were 6 age categories broken down into 10-year segments. Now, the problem with the 10-year segment is that if you sit on one end or the other of that segment, the number might not represent you. For example, there's a 65 to 74-year-old category. That's probably not representative of a 65-year-old who just finished working, but more of a 70-year-old who's been out of the workforce for 3 to 5 years, let's say, maybe more. So what do? Well, you take 2 categories, in this case, the 55 to 64-year-old category and the 65 to 74-year-old category. Add them together, divide by 2, and you have the 65-year-old category, and that's the number we're going to work with today. The second point to understand here is how the Survey of Consumer Finances reports their information. They give you 2 numbers, the mean average and the median average. The mean average is the sum of what's being measured by all the households, and then dividing that big number by the number of households. Now, let's say you want to know the average net worth of your neighborhood. 9 houses in your neighborhood. House number 1, that household has a negative $5,000 net worth. House number 2 has a negative $5,000 net worth. House number 3 has a $150,000 net worth. House number 4 has a $175,000 net worth. House number 5, $375,000. House 6, $450,000. House 7, $580,000. House 8, $700,000. And house number 9, $12.5 million. So you sum all of that together, and your neighborhood has a net worth of $14,920,000. But that's not the net worth of a person. It's the net worth of the whole neighborhood. You need to divide that number by 9 to come up with the mean average net worth. So when you divide $14,920,000 by 9, you come up with a mean net worth of $1,658,000. Now, what you notice about this is that 8 of the 9 members of your community don't even reach the average. The one who's closest is number 8 with $700,000. Number 9 is well over, obviously. But this is the problem when using the mean. You have 1 or 2 outliers, and this is the way the world really looks, by the way, that drive up the average for everybody else. In reality, in your neighborhood, house number 1 and number 2 might have had a really rough start. They might not have had the advantages that somebody else has. Maybe they're even renting in your neighborhood. House number 3 might have had an epiphany at middle age, and then they started late, and they tried to play catch up. Number 4 might have started saving early, but they had a lot of kids, and they had to pay for college for all of them. Number 5 might have been about what you would expect the average for the neighborhood to look like. Then you go through 6, 7, and 8, and then you get to number 9. Number 9 was a bit of a gambler. They thought of an idea. They started a software company on payroll, let's just say. They didn't know if it would work, but they kept putting all of their money back into that company. They didn't invest for their future, but everything they had went into that company, and then it worked. And so number 9 sold their company for $12.5 million. However, it could have gone the other way. Number 9 took out a lot of loans to build that company, and if they couldn't sell it, or if it didn't work, well, they would have been in negative net worth territory, deep in negative net worth territory, because of all of those loans. The world actually looks something like this, by the way. You have to add some zeros onto this to make it representative of what's in the Survey of Consumer Finances, but you'll have a couple of people at the top that drive that mean way up. And it works the same way with income, as you would expect, because if you have a lot of assets, you're going to have a lot of income. And if you don't have a lot of assets, you're probably not going to have a lot of income. Let's assume that household number 1 and 2 each had an annual income level of $15,000. Number 3 is 50,000. Number 4 is 60,000. Number 5 is 70,000. 6 is 80,000. 7 is 90,000. 8 is 100,000. And number 9 has an annual income of $1 million. So the neighborhood has an annual income of $1.48 million. And the mean income in that neighborhood is $164,000, even though only one person is above $164,000. Number 8 didn't reach $164,000. They had an income level of $100,000. Speaking of age 65, if you're watching this video before December 7th, 2025, we're in what's called the Medicare annual enrollment period. And this year there's been a lot of news about Medicare, and a lot of it has been not good news. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal a few weeks ago which talked about the fact that 1.2 million people were losing coverage and they had to find coverage elsewhere. Whether you're happy or not with your Medicare plan, we recommend that you get a second opinion. And we would recommend our trusted Medicare partner, Chapter. Chapter is the only Medicare advisor that looks at all of the plans nationwide to come up with the one that's best for you. Their support is absolutely free to you. They're very easy to work with. They can review your options in about 20 minutes, and they save their clients about $1,100 per year. So if this is of interest to you, give them a call at 440-703-1224. So the better option, instead of taking the average of your neighborhood, is to take the person right in the middle. That's called the median. They represent the true average of the neighborhood with 4 households below them and 4 households above them. And in this example, the median net worth is $375,000, which is a far cry from $12.5 million. And the median income, $70,000, which is a far cry from $1 million. And the other option, I just need to mention it because someone always asks this question, is what about the mode? The mode is the number that appears the most times. In this example, the mode net worth was negative $5,000, probably not the best representation of the group. And the mode income is $15,000, again, probably not the best representation of the group. So what's the answer? What's the average net worth and what's the average income level of a 65-year-old? Well, they're not too far off from the numbers that we were using in the exercise. The mean net worth of a 65-year-old is $1,681,000. The median net worth of a 65-year-old is $387,000. And what about the income? Well, the mean income level of a 65-year-old household is $159,200. The median income is $71,400. Now, one final point about this information. When you're comparing yourself to averages, there are a lot of variables that go into those averages that aren't really discussed here. Everything from education level to where you live. Regionally, things are a lot more expensive or a lot less expensive depending on where you live. The other point is how you arrange your life. You can arrange your life to live a very comfortable lifestyle on not a lot of net worth and income if you arrange your life properly. There are people who live on Social Security alone who live a comfortable life. So use the information if it's useful. If not, put it aside for now and maybe revisit it later. If you like this video, check out that video, 5 big Social Security changes for 2026. Also, don't forget to give our partner Chapter a call at 440-703-1224 if you want to talk to them about your specific Medicare situation. This is Jeff Schmidt, and I will see you in that video right there.